Morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Monday morning. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Going to start off the week with some quiet weather for us as we head into the day today, but looking at the potential for some stormy weather as we head into the day tomorrow, with severe thunderstorms possible across much of central and eastern sections of the state. So we're going to dive into that in just a second. First, though, again, as always, kind of taking a look at our Lincoln Weather Almanac. It was a chilly finish to the weekend for us. 41 and 37, your high and low temperature yesterday. Again, that high temperature is about 20 degrees below normal. The low temperature, technically, actually a few degrees above normal now. We should see, again, some warmer weather into the day today, but, again, slightly cooler than normal as we get ready to wrap up the month of March for us. In fact, if we look at March as a whole, it's been fairly warm. Again, 22 days so far this month with above-average high temperatures here in the capital city, including almost all of last week, minus, Sunday. Again, Saturday was a little deceiving. That high of 65 was very early in the day with temperatures falling off through the day, but again 60s, 70s, and 80s for much of the week last week. Haven't had to deal with a whole lot of cold weather so far this March. In terms of precipitation, again looking at snowfall amounts, again 6.1 inches of snow so far for the month. That's about almost 3 inches above average. Again, really nothing meaningful though, and nothing measurable in terms of our precipitation since we had our blizzard back on the 19th of March, almost 2 weeks ago now. But it does look like we should be generally dry as we finish out March. But again, as we start April, again, looks like we could be dealing with some April showers and thunderstorms across central and eastern sections of the state. So that's why we do have a weather alert day that's in place as we head into the day tomorrow. Again, today, for all intents and purposes, is going to be pretty quiet for us. Not a whole lot for us to worry about. But tomorrow, not only going to be windy, but we're going to watch for those severe thunderstorms into the late afternoon and early evening. Again, I think south winds just through the day tomorrow could approach or wind gusts, I should say, could approach up to around 50 miles an hour at times. And then we'll look for those potentially scattered strong to severe thunderstorms in the late afternoon into the evening hours. It looks right now like hail and wind would be the primary threat for us here in Nebraska. There is a very low-end tornado threat in extreme southeastern Nebraska. The better chances for maybe some tornadoes would be down to our south across parts of eastern Kansas. But again, all modes of severe weather can't be ruled out for the day tomorrow, especially into the evening, to go along with some areas of potentially heavy rain as well, which again, we really like to see the moisture. Would really like to see the moisture without the severe weather, but it is just going to be that time of year that unfortunately they kind of come hand in hand for us. As far as temperatures this morning, lows dropping down upper 20s and low to mid 30s across the state here in Lincoln at the Lincoln Airport. 35 degrees, 33 in Grand Island, 30 in North Platte. Across the Lincoln Metro, low temperatures generally sitting in the middle 30s for us. But right now, things don't look too bad. Again, a lot of sunshine out there for most areas. Again, here in the capital city, up to 38 at the airport, 37 here in Midtown Lincoln. A light north wind at 12 miles an hour does make it feel just a touch cooler with a wind chill of 30 degrees. Temperatures across the Lincoln Metro on those tempest weather stations in the mid to upper 30s. Temperatures across the state, kind of a similar trend, mid to upper 30s. Some colder spots still in the western parts of the state. 30 in Alliance right now, 31 in Sidney, 32 in Thedford, 34 in North Platte, 36 for both Grand Island, Hastings, and Kearney, and again 38 here in the capital city. Winds aren't too bad right now, and again I think through the day today aren't really going to be all that strong. They will be again strengthening though into the day tomorrow. Feels like temperatures when we factor in even that light wind anywhere from the low 20s to the low 30s. Satellite radar picture right now, again, pretty quiet out there. If you check out the visible satellite imagery, again, there's not a whole lot going on. There's some cloud cover, some peaks of sunshine, a little bit more cloud cover across the western sections of the state than the eastern sections of the state. But as far as the actual radar returns are concerned, again, not a whole lot of moisture out there. There's a few radar returns, so we might see a spotty flurry or two across the state, but again, not expecting really anything meaningful. We zoom out, look at a regional view. Overall, right now, things are pretty quiet. Zoom out even further. We have more activity as you head down across parts of the Gulf Coast, down into parts of Mississippi, Alabama, line of showers and thunderstorms, some severe storms down there as well, and then a mix of rain and snow showers as you head across parts of New England. If you look at the weather alerts, again, you can see severe thunderstorm watch A couple warnings down there in the southeast. Winter storm watch across parts of the Dakotas into Minnesota. Wind alerts, high fire danger alerts down across parts of western Kansas, the Oklahoma, Texas panhandles into New Mexico. Wind alerts again in parts of Arizona and Nevada. Also have some winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings for parts of the higher elevations in the Rockies, up into the northern Rockies, into parts of Montana. But at least here across Nebraska, no weather alerts for us to worry about, at least right now. But if we check out Skycast again through the day today, again, not a whole lot for us to worry about at this point. I think we'll see mostly to partly sunny skies through the day on your Monday. I think a little bit more cloud cover for central and western Nebraska than eastern Nebraska. As we head towards tonight, we're going to start to see at least a chance overnight tonight for maybe a few spotty showers, maybe a rumble of thunder in some spots, but I think most areas are probably pretty quiet. And then as we head into Tuesday, this is when things start to get a little bit interesting. We're going to see another area of low pressure kind of spin out of the Rockies. We're going to start to see those increasingly strong southerly and southeasterly winds that's going to pull moisture into the region. So again, this is going to be one of those classic spring storms where on one side, on the northern side, across parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota, again, they're going to be dealing with a winter storm. And as you head on to the other side, we're going to be dealing with potential for severe weather across parts of eastern Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, and down further to the south. So I think by noon on Tuesday, we're looking at mostly cloudy conditions. There might be a spotty shower, a few scattered showers across the area, but overall we're looking at generally dry conditions. It doesn't look like storms are going to really begin to start until late afternoon into the early evening time frame, and it looks like that activity is going to first start kind of across the western sections of the state. So you can see here by 5 o'clock, we see some isolated to scattered activity across the Sandhills down towards North Platte and into parts of northwestern Kansas. If we do get storms to develop, what's going to happen is they're going to move to the east and to the northeast across the area. We're also then going to look for additional storms to develop as that low-level jet begins to kick up as we head into Tuesday evening, downstream, down across parts of Kansas and then areas further to the south. So if you'll notice between 5 and 10, what happens is we see a lot more activity begin to ramp up and intensify across parts of central and then down into parts of Kansas. So this is 10 o'clock Tuesday evening. This is when we're likely to see our best chance for some strong storms here in Lincoln and southeastern Nebraska is probably between 6 p.m. Tuesday evening and about midnight Tuesday night. And again, hail as well as damaging winds would be our primary threats to go along with some areas of heavy rain. Can't rule out, though, a threat for a tornado. Again, it's a pretty low-end threat at this point is what it looks like, but that chance will be there. So this is 10 p.m. Tuesday, and then as you go past 10 p.m., that activity pretty quickly then slides off to the east. By early Wednesday morning, we can see that line of stronger thunderstorms stretching from, again, the Quad Cities out in Iowa down almost right, cutting a perfectly diagonal through Missouri into parts of Oklahoma. We'll be on the back end of this system by then. We could still see some lingering showers, both rain and snow, I think, across parts of northern Nebraska early Wednesday morning. By Wednesday afternoon, we're mostly cloudy. It's still going to be blustery, but those winds are going to be from the west and the northwest, and it'll be colder into Wednesday afternoon, but I think overall generally dry as we head into your Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. So if we zoom in and take a closer look through the day today, there's really not a whole lot to see. We should be generally dry. There's going to be variable cloudiness across the state. Winds should be fairly light. It's late tonight. We start to see a chance for some showers across the state. Those aren't going to be all that meaningful and are certainly not going to be the main event. Into Tuesday morning, we're looking at cloudy skies, maybe some areas of patchy fog, maybe some drizzle mist across the areas. Those strong southerly and southeasterly winds begin to pull moisture northward into the state and into the region to set the stage for that potential for severe weather into the late afternoon and evening time frame. By the noon hour, again, still kind of looking at similar conditions. Strong southerly winds, they're going to be gusting maybe 40 to 50 miles an hour as we head through the morning into the early afternoon, but generally cloudy, generally dry by the noon hour. But then those chances for a few isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms will begin out west, I think, into the afternoon and early evening. Again, areas Ainsworth, Broken Bow, North Platte, McCook, Imperial, Lexington. Again, I think we'll have the best chances late afternoon, early evening on Tuesday, and then that chance will then begin to increase for eastern and southeastern Nebraska as we head past 6 o'clock Tuesday evening. Again, you can see our in-house model here has a pretty stout line of thunderstorms moving through the area around 8, 9, 10 o'clock Tuesday evening. Again, wind and hail, along with areas of heavy rain, would be our primary threats with these thunderstorms as they move on through. Past 10 o'clock, that activity, again, slides through the area. I think by 7 o'clock Wednesday morning, we kind of have the dry slot of this system. Still could see some rain, maybe some snow on the back end of the system across the northern tier of the state. Early Wednesday morning, cloud cover kind of fills back in, though, as we head through Wednesday morning. Look for blustery west and northwest winds with colder conditions as we head into Wednesday afternoon and into your Wednesday evening. So as far as the severe weather outlook for the day today, there is that general thunderstorm risk, mainly across the northern and western sections of the state. No severe weather risk here in Nebraska, though. But for the day tomorrow, most of the 10-11 coverage area covered by a marginal and slight risk for severe weather. Again, that means isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms are going to be possible. And again, I mentioned it, but hail and wind would be our primary threats with those thunderstorms. If you zoom out, look a little bit, you can see a pretty expansive area of slight risk. Those area in yellow, that's 2 out of 5 on the severe weather risk scale. Again, covering much of eastern Nebraska, most of Iowa, good chunk of Missouri, and eastern Kansas down into parts of Oklahoma and Texas as well. So the tornado threat, the tornado probabilities, the risk for tornadoes, again, is going to be highest, likely down across parts of southeast Kansas into Oklahoma. We do have, again, very low-end threat for any tornadic activity, I think, into parts of southeastern Nebraska into Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. Again, I mentioned it a couple times, but the primary threat for us will be damaging wind gusts, 60 to 70 miles an hour, as well as the threat for some large hail, potentially up to, again, 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter. So that's ping pong ball size, maybe up to the size of a chicken egg for those hail sizes for the eastern sections of the state. So again, that'll be what we're watching as we head into the day on Tuesday, then into the day on Wednesday. That severe threat shifts off to the east. Again, an enhanced risk, 3 out of 5, meaning numerous severe thunderstorms possible in those areas. Again, that's that area shaded in orange, pretty expansive area stretching from, again, Chicago down through St. Louis, Memphis, and then down, again, into the Arklatex region down into the southeast. So again, a couple rounds of severe weather possible for us over the next couple days. Our turn will be Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, before that threat then shifts off to the east, into the day on your Wednesday. As far as precipitation amounts, again, we could see some decent amounts of moisture with that cluster of thunderstorms that moves through Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. This is our in-house model here. Again, it looks like most of the state could see at least a little bit of moisture as we head over the next couple days, but certainly in the southeastern parts of the state, it looks like we could see maybe 0.5 inch to 1 inch, maybe 1.25 inches of moisture with some of those stronger thunderstorms that move on through the area. Also, then with some of that wraparound moisture across the northern tier of the state, they could see some higher precipitation amounts. Again, they could also see a little bit of snow mix in at times Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning on the back end of that system where temperatures will be the coldest. Not expecting any snow to impact Lincoln or southeastern Nebraska with this system. This will be thunderstorms and the potential for some rain to go along with it. So for Lincoln, if you look at the precip chances, this is basically through the day on Tuesday into Tuesday night. Again, through most of the day tomorrow, we should be dry. Again, there could be some areas of patchy fog, maybe some drizzle, mizzle with the strong southerly winds, bringing all that moisture into the region, and that chance for moisture will then really ramp up, I think, past drive time Tuesday evening, with those chances being highest Tuesday night into the early part of the overnight hours before those thunderstorm chances will quickly then taper off, I think, as we head past midnight tomorrow night. As far as amounts, again, I mentioned this, but again, do have the threat for some high rainfall amounts with this system. These are some of the main weather models we look at, and this is over the course of the next 48 hours. And it looks like anywhere from maybe 0.5 inch to 1 inch of moisture is certainly not out of the realm of possibility with that threat of thunderstorm. So then the other thing we're going to be worried about is the wind, because it's going to be very windy throughout the day on your Tuesday. So again, by tonight, those winds will have begun to turn to the south and to the southeast, becoming a little bit on the blustery side for us. But those winds will just increase as we head overnight tonight and into Tuesday morning. By early Tuesday, we're already looking at those south and southeast winds gusting 30 to maybe 35, 40 miles an hour across the 10-11 coverage area. That will continue through the morning morning into the afternoon. By the noon hour, we're looking at those wind gusts 35 to 45 miles an hour. And I think through the afternoon, again, we could see those top-end wind gusts approach 45 to 50 miles an hour at times across the eastern sections of the state. Then into Tuesday evening, again, that wind settles down, but then we'll be concerned with the threat of a thunderstorm wind gusts as we head into Tuesday evening. On the back end of that system, then, as we head into Wednesday morning, those winds turn to the west and northwest and could remain blustery to windy. Again, still gusting maybe 35, 45, maybe close to 50 miles an hour at times into the day on Wednesday. So another pretty potent system heading through the area as we head over the next 24 to 48 hours, bringing the threat for severe weather tomorrow and then blustery and colder conditions into the day on Wednesday. So high temperatures today, still looking at below normal temperatures to finish off March. Again, our normal highs should be right around 60 degrees for this time of year across the state, but we're looking at highs in the mid-40s to mid-50s across the state for your Monday, including 54 in Lincoln, 52 for the Tri-Cities, 51 in North Platte. And I hit the wrong button there. If I jump back and look at our low temperatures tonight, not our 8 to 14 day hazards. Low temperatures tonight falling down above average in the mid to upper 30s, low 40s across the state here in Lincoln, around 40 degrees, upper 30s for Grand Island, Hastings, and Kearney, also upper 30s for North Platte. And then high temperatures on Tuesday warm up a bit, close to normal, especially for the southern sections of the state, anywhere from the low 50s to the low 60s for most of the 10-11 coverage area, including right at 60 in Lincoln, 61 for Grand Island, Hastings, and Kearney, 58 for North Platte. Low temperatures into Wednesday morning, anywhere from the upper 20s to the upper 40s to near 50 degrees in the southeastern parts of the state. Wednesday, again, we'll look for 40s, 50s, and low 60s. And then Wednesday night into Thursday, mid-20s to mid-30s. Thursday, though, that cooler air really settles into the region, upper 40s to upper 50s for high temperatures for the day on Thursday into Friday morning, upper 20s to upper 30s, and then staying below average into the day on Friday with high temperatures again in mid-40s to mid-50s across the state. So here's that 7-day forecast. Really, Tuesday and Wednesday are the only days that we see near normal temperatures. Otherwise, we're below normal over the course of the next week. That weather alert day for the day on Tuesday for that threat of severe storms. Again, it's going to be windy on Tuesday, windy on Wednesday, before that wind kind of settles down for the second half of the week at least. You'll also see chances for moisture. Again, obviously Tuesday, that threat is going to be really Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. Chances for moisture then will continue into Wednesday. Some low-end chances for some moisture then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as we head into the upcoming weekend. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state. Again, for the most part, kind of looking at below normal temperatures through much of the next week. Does look like we could see some warmer weather return as we head towards the first half of the work week next week, with temperatures back into the 60s and 70s. But again, a lot of 40s, 50s, right around 60-degree temperatures as we head through the upcoming week and into the weekend. As far as those precip chances, again, they'll be highest, I think, Tuesday and into Tuesday night into early Wednesday. And then some low-end chances will continue as we head through the rest of this week and into your weekend, with generally dry weather heading our way Sunday through the first half of the week next week. Your 8 to 14-day temperature outlooks. This takes us April 7th through April 13th. Eastern half of the state right now is favoring below normal temperatures during that time frame, with above normal temperatures favored for the far western sections of the state, and then the entire state covered with better than normal odds for seeing below average precip during that time frame as well. So again, that was sort of things drying out there in the second half of that 10-day forecast in terms of those rainfall chances. Looks like that could continue as we head into mid-April. So, again, a lot to watch for as we head over, again, the next 24 to 48 hours. That main thing, though, is going to be that threat for severe weather as we head Tuesday evening, Tuesday night into the early part of the overnight hours for parts of central and eastern Nebraska, including here in Lincoln. Again, severe storms possible. Could see scattered severe thunderstorms across the area. With, again, large hail and damaging winds as the primary threat to go along with some areas of heavy rain. Pretty low-end threat for any tornadoes, I think, for the day tomorrow. Can't rule it out. Again, especially when you have an area of low pressure kind of spinning through the area, you can get a lot of twisting and turning of those winds. So that'll be something we want to watch for as we head into the day, into tomorrow night, really across the area. So as always, make sure you keep it tuned to 1011 both on air and online. Again, we'll try and keep you covered and up to date with the latest information when it comes to the forecast and for the threat of severe weather. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and for watching. Hope everyone has a nice Monday, and we'll see you next time.